You're listening to Don't Miss This on Paris Underground Radio. Hello, and welcome to Don't Miss This, your weekly roundup of the best of what's happening in Paris this week. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity, and before we begin, I have a special announcement. As you likely know, I am the creator and founder of Paris Underground Radio. Paris Underground Radio is a Paris-based podcast network with podcasts that come out 6 days a week on a wide range of topics. Some are Paris-specific, like this one. Some relate to France, and some are for anyone, anywhere who loves learning or a good story. For the past year, I have been a one-woman production team. The hosts do all their own recording, but I do all the editing, mixing, sound design, special effects, marketing, and distribution for every episode of every podcast. Oh, and I also host 2 shows of my own. I absolutely love this work, but as we grow, it's becoming more and more difficult to do it all on my own. And here's where you come in. I've just launched a Patreon. This show will, of course, continue to be absolutely free of charge. You're under no obligation to donate. But if you're able, your donations will go directly to the running and editing costs of the network, as well as, dream of dreams, adding some more superstars to the production team. What's in it for you, you ask? Well, more content. There will be behind the scenes and additional videos, a monthly book club featuring the authors from the Storytime in Paris podcast, and exclusive special monthly events featuring the hosts of the Paris Underground Radio Network. For more information, please go to patreon.com/Paris Underground Radio. Thank you so much for your support, and now back to Don't Miss This. This week's edition of Don't Miss This covers the week of Sunday, April 3rd through Saturday, April 9th, 2022. See if you can brush past the April snowfall back to last week's Don't Miss This, where we talked about the advent of spring and the Hanami Festival, the Japanese cherry blossom festival. Can you picture it? Well, on Sunday, April 3rd, you're invited to spend a day celebrating Hanami right here in Paris, at the Galerie Calme-Gênes in the 3rd arrondissement. In honor of the closing of the Naturellement, or Naturally, exhibit by Vincent Aiguille, you're invited to partake in a few drinks of sake, in accordance with Japanese rites, while feasting your eyes on a series of paintings that Vincent made during confinement. In order to create his paintings, Vincent has a habit of emptying his mind, thinking only of the movement of his brush, and painting in this state of zen. The paintings that came from this state of bliss feature cherry blossoms in a festival of colors and softness. The closing of Naturellement will take place on Sunday, April 3rd at the Calme-Gênes Gallery. This exhibit and the sake are free, and more information can be found at edition-calmegene.fr. That's editions-calmegene.fr. From Zen gardens to heroic chiefs, let's take a trip across the Seine to the Musée de Quai Branly, where the new exhibit Sur la route des chefferies du Cameroun, or On the Road to the Chiefdoms of Cameroon, will find its home beginning Tuesday, April 5th. This exhibit is devoted to the art of the communities established in the high plateaus of the grass fields in western Cameroon. In this area, traditional chiefs are the main guardians of this art, guarantors, quote, both of the tradition and of the link between the world of the ancestors and that of the living, end quote. You'll discover nearly 300 works of art, including 260 treasures kept by several chiefs and family lineages. These treasures will be exhibited alongside contemporary works by Cameroonian artists to make the link between tradition and the present. Sur la route des chefferies du Cameroun will be at the Musée de Quai Branly from April 5th through July 17th, and more information can be found at quaibranly.fr. That's QUAIBRANLY.fr. Speaking of heroism, or should I say heroinism, let's head now to the Musée de la Vie Romantique, or the Museum of Romantic Life. Beginning on Wednesday, April 6th, you'll find the new exhibit Héroines romantiques, or Romantic Heroines, featuring artists, fictional characters, historical figures, and personalities of the 19th century. Whether in mythology or in reality, women have always been the object of fantasy and extravagant stories. Here, you'll encounter Sappho, Joan of Arc, Marais Stuart, Eloise, Juliet, Ophelia, and others to discover how these women served as muses to forge a completely romantic image of women in the 19th century through more than 100 paintings, sculptures, manuscripts, and works of art. The exhibit is divided into 3 main parts: heroines of the past, heroines of fiction, and heroines on stage. You'll discover the links between literature, performing arts, and the fine arts. Admire the fragile and naked women of Eugène Delacroix, Anne-Louis Giraudet, Théodore Chassereau, Antoine Jean Gros, Léon Cogniet, and Léopold Berthe, or the strong and complex women of Marie d'Orléans, Félicie de Favot, Frédéric O'Connell, the writers Madame de Staël and George Sand, or the performers Harriet Smithson, Rachel, and Mademoiselle Mars. As if that weren't enough, you'll also be treated to sound content featuring texts from the period and an audio-visual projection about the imprint these heroines have left on our contemporary world, whether in the world of art or in our social constructions. Héroines romantiques will be at the Musée de la Vie romantique from April 6th to September 4th, and more information can be found at museeviromantique.paris.fr. That's museeviromantique.paris.fr. Now that I've whet your artistic appetite, let's speed up into the 21st century for Monochrome, the new street art exhibit by Urban Signature, the, quote, first French tailor-made street art company, end quote. Beginning on Wednesday, April 6th, nearly 50 street artists will unveil their art in Paris's 3rd arrondissement. But don't let the name fool you. The artists will work in all colors of the rainbow. Monochrome will be at 16 Rue des Filles du Calvaire in the 3rd arrondissement from Wednesday, April 6th through Sunday, April 10th, and is free to attend. You can find more information at urban-signature.com. From monochrome to music, Wednesday, April 6th also brings with it 3 opportunities to delight your ears and move your feet. First, let's head to the Pantheon after hours, where you'll find the second of 3 nocturnes musicales, or musical evenings, created by the composer Pascal Dussapin. In 2020, President Emmanuel Macron commissioned Pascal Dussapin to create an exclusive movement for the Pantheon. During the day, you can hear a short version of this piece, titled In Nomine Lucis, in the name of the light, every 15 minutes, and lasting from 1 to just over 4 minutes. These nocturnes musicales are your chance to hear the second version of In Nomine Lucis, which lasts a full 40 minutes. Nocturne Musicale will be at the Pantheon on Wednesday, April 6th. Doors open at 6:45 and the show will begin at 7:30. Tickets are €14.50 and can be booked on paris-pantheon.fr. That's paris-pantheon.fr. Next, we'll combine last week's solidarity with Ukraine with this week's musical trend and head to the Gaieté Lyrique for Stand with Ukraine, a concert in support of the Ukrainian people. This electro concert is a purely digital event, meaning no in-person attendance, that will be broadcast live on RT Concert and streamed on Gaieté Lyrique's social media networks from 5 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. And it will mix house, banger, EDM, IDM, techno, and breakbeat, spun by 15 French and international artists. Alongside the concert, Arte will hold a fundraiser for the benefit of various NGOs, like the Red Cross and Médecins Sans Frontières, as well as for LGBTQ+ populations who have been hit hard by the war in Ukraine. Stand with Ukraine will be held on Wednesday, April 6th from 5 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. online at Arte Concert and on the Gaieté Lyrique YouTube and Facebook pages. For more information, including the lineup and how you can donate, please visit arte.tv/forukraine. That's arte.tv/4 UKRAINE. If these one-night-only concerts have you itching for something longer, you may be interested in this year's festival chorus at the Scène Musicale. This 5-day festival features hip-hop, rock, pop, electronic, traditional French music, and original songs in both indoor and outdoor stages. Treat your ears to the creations of Romeo Elvis, I Am, Sofiane Pamar, Zola, Paul Kalkbrenner, and so many more. In addition, performers will have the chance to win the Chorus Prize, which is awarded to new talents in contemporary music and supports them in their career development by offering them a prize of 10,000 euros. Le Festival Chorus will be at La Scène Musicale from Wednesday, April 6th through Sunday, April 10th, and more information, including programming and ticketing, can be found at chorus.o-de-scène.fr. That's chorus.hauts-de-scene.fr. Since the fire in 2019, we have been unable to enter Notre Dame. Until now, that is. Beginning on Thursday, April 7th, the Notre Dame de Paris l'Exposition Augmentée, or Augmented Exhibition, will move to the Collège des Bernardins, where cutting-edge technology will combine physical sonography and augmented reality to transport us through 850 years of history. Thanks to 3D reconstruction techniques, as well as virtual reality and interactive features, you'll be guided from Notre Dame's original construction as a Cistercian college in 1180 by Bishop Marais de Sully, past Napoleon's coronation, through to the site of its reconstruction after the fire in 2019. Notre Dame de Paris l'Exposition Augmentée will be at the Collège des Bernardins from Thursday, April 7th through August 2022. The exhibit will last between 1 and 2 hours and is available in multiple languages. More information can be found at ifdigital.institutfrançais.com. That's ifdigital.institutfrançais.com. Does French culture sometimes leave you scratching your head? Well, you might enjoy listening to our sister podcast, Navigating the French, hosted by journalist Emily Monaco. Each episode focuses on a different word in the French language, and Emily is joined by an expert who will help explore what that word says about French culture. Listen now to Navigating the French on ParisUndergroundRadio.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll be right back with Don't Miss This after a word from our sponsors. And now, back to Don't Miss This. Are you a fan of weird-ass art? Because I'm a fan of weird-ass art, and Thursday, April 7th will bring us lots of it. First, there's Alibrius, Ador's solo exhibit at the Cull Gallery. Ador's art, filled with caricatures, humor, and sarcasm, deals with complex and political current affairs, blending the playful and the dark. This highly anticipated exhibit traces 18 years of this French artist's paintings. Alibrius, meaning an individual who is annoyingly noticed, is the name of both the exhibit and Ador's new book, to be released concurrently. Both book and exhibit will bring together Ador's most popular characters. There are humans, bananas, penguins, and bees. And they include Benito, a nerd who can't get noticed, Bellicus, a three-eyed prophet who is eternally unhappy, and a little boy who, over time and through paintings, confronts the problems of our current society. The opening of Alibrius will take place on Thursday, April 7th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., and Ador will host a book signing Saturday, April 9th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Alibrius will be at the Cull Gallery from April 7th through April 30th, is free to attend, and more information can be found at cullgallery.com. That's COHLEGALLERY.com. Back in January and February, artist William Amore asked people to come into the Beaugrenelle Gallery to drop off their plastic bottles. During that time, he collected more than 10,000 plastic bottles. He has since used these raw materials to create a new art installation called Les Bouteilles à la Mer, or Bottles in the Sea, symbolizing, can you guess? That's right, pollution and the impact of man on his environment. Quote, "These bottles in the sea, offered by the Beaugrenelle public, have poetically metamorphosed into a suspension cascade of 100 creepers adorned with thousands of messenger flowers, and have the effect of a floral shower, playing on the diversity of ornaments, colors, and transparency, in perfect harmony with the values and architecture of Beaugrenelle." End quote. Les Bouteilles à la Mer will be on display at the Beaugrenelle Paris from April 7th through June 30th, and more information can be found at beaugrenelle-paris.com. That's BEAUGRENELLE-Paris.com. And then, in a grand artistic culmination, Art Paris comes to the temporary location of the Grand Palais from April 7th through the 10th. This new edition focuses on the environment with two themes, natural history and art and environment, and has resulted in an eco-design approach to the fair. From among the 130 participating galleries, a selection of 17 French and international artists from 20 countries have been selected for the spotlight for their take on environmental issues, such as the climate crisis and the destruction of biodiversity. Art Paris will be at the Grand Palais Éphémère from April 7th through the 10th. For more information, including ticketing, please visit artparis.com. If the 50 artists in this week's earlier monochrome left you thirsty for street art, then let this weekend quench that thirst. Beginning on Friday, April 8th, Balek, the Street Art Expo, comes to the Wawi Gallery to pay tribute to the precursors of urban art. Balek, which is French slang for Je m'en bats les couilles, or I don't give an F-bomb, will bring together 12 street artists to celebrate the audacity of urban art. You'll find 15 previously unpublished frescoes and works of art from artists you may not know by name, but will certainly recognize for the art you've undoubtedly encountered during your walks in Paris. Balek will be at the Wawi Gallery from April 8th through May 8th. The exhibit is free to attend, and more information can be found at galleriewawi.com. That's GALERIEWAWI.com. I have one final must-see exhibit for you this week, this time at the Espace Monte Cristo. Beginning on Saturday, April 9th, Exposition Cinétique, a kinetic exhibition featuring moving sculptures and optical illusions will make you question your senses. More than 35 sculptures from more than 25 French and international artists take part in this playful and astonishing illusion. The art creates an image revealed only when you stand in one precise point. Then, these fixed images seem to move on their own. Quote, a colorful, sonorous, mobile, and rhythmic route opens up before us. The perspectives move, the work gains in depth or in relief. An image suddenly appears, the colors change, end quote. In addition, sculptor Manuel Merida has been given free rein to create his own optical illusions, and he has created two monumental works, one of which is more than 8 meters high. Exposition Cinétique will be at the Espace Monte Cristo from April 9th through December 11th and is free to attend. More information can be found at foundationvilladatre.fr. That's FOUNDATIONVILLADATRIS.fr. Well, that's it for this week's roundup of Don't Miss This. Please also take a quick minute to go over to Patreon, patreon.com/Paris Underground Radio, and donate if you can. Thank you so much for your support. If you enjoyed this roundup, please tell a friend. If you venture out to any of the events mentioned in this podcast, please let me know and tag Paris Underground Radio on Facebook or Instagram. And if you think you have an event we should know about, please feel free to email me at hello@parisundergroundradio.com with the subject line, Don't Miss This. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity. You can find me on all socials at Jennyphoria, JENNYPHORIA. Don't Miss This is produced by me for Paris Underground Radio. For more on Don't Miss This and shows like it, please go to parisundergroundradio.com. Thank you so much for listening, and happy exploring! Don't Miss This is produced by Jennifer Garrity for Paris Underground Radio. For more on this show and shows like it, please go to parisundergroundradio.com.